So Phina basically wanted to just use her sister's situation to cash out because it's very obvious that she asking for 1 billion naira is just for her selfish interest. Because we've heard a lot of people who were close to her sisters come out to say that she didn't even care about this girl until she had an accident. She now cared so much about her. Let me tell you one sad news. Even if Dangote is going to pay compensation, that compensation is not getting to you. You're not going to smell a kobo of that compensation because now that your sister is late, her primary beneficiaries are her kids. And by law, since your sister is late, the principal attorney to those children is their father.
Wow.
Yes. So if Dangote is going to pay any compensation, they will pay them to their guardian, who is their father. Those children are not, you're not their guardian. Neither are your parents their guardian. So all this also they jump around, they find 1 billion where they will give you. So that you can use them, come the booker for it. And to go rest, go and work. Get yourself a job. Get yourself a job. That's the only thing you lack, a job. You want to use your sister's predicament. Let me tell you guys how you know that this girl was just using her sister's predicament. Because if you truly loved your sister, and in the process when this thing happened, you had an accident, the last thing you would think about is fixing that car at that point. The last thing you would think about, see, if na me, God forbid my family member get this kind of problem, you even like jam my car, make the car somersault, I go abandon the car there, they make my worker. But the fact that she was so, that her car was so important to her, tells you that her car is more important than her sister being in the hospital to her. Yeah, I have her sister's friends are coming out to say it, so it's not me that I'm not the one saying it. Her sister's friends are coming out to say it. Even the sister's school fees, I heard saying that the baby daddy they pay the school fees. They form how much do I give men 5 million? I told him, give me your account. Let me send you the 5 million. Nonsense. All of an Instagram billionaires way on a family member they suffer. At this me. Nobody they suffer for my family, no worry. Now bye bye oh. Nonsense. Yeah, breathe.
This is Dangote nonsense that is going on. Dangote and Bua nonsense that's going on. Shell, Total, Chevron do heavy duty transportation every single day. But you will never hear them have an accident. You will never hear them have an accident. Shell will tell you that before your truck comes into Shell, before they open Shell gate for you, for your truck to come in, you must have a Shell pre-mob. That's a Shell pre-mobilization. That Shell must have done a pre-mobilization check on that your truck to know if it's fit for use. Then your truck must have an IVMS that will alert control room, the journey management, that this guy is overspeeding while he's driving. You will have a journey management plan that you're traveling from Port Harcourt to Bayelsa. When you get in Biama, stop, rest, continue.
But you can't compare the number of trucks that Dangote has to the number of trucks that Shell has.
Daddy Freeze.
That also counts.
Regardless of that, Dangote is a logistic company. There is Dangote cement. There is Dangote transportation.
Daddy Freeze, I want to ask something, John. Can I ask you both of you something? This Dangote group, is it a company where people bought shares? That okay, maybe one person is there where the Bini people are, and then one person is somewhere in the north. People can buy shares. It's not like it's the Dangote himself that owns all the shares.
Dangote that owns it.
So you mean that he's aware about the employment of almost everybody, or there's people
who
are branch?
See, let me give you some stats.
Okay.
I got this outside. I'm doing my research on trucking. So for the next 2-3 weeks, because I actually wanted to find out what's going on in the industry. From my outside reports, I'm still going to try to get people in Dangote to confirm this, and probably give me an interview, because I want us to understand what goes on in the trucking world. I was made to know by an independent logistics company that I'm not going to disclose their name, that Dangote alone has 12,000 trucks.
By himself or people?
The company.
Okay.
I stand corrected. And that at every given time on the road, Dangote has 6,000 trucks. As I'm speaking to you today now, there are 6,000 Dangote trucks across the country on the road at the same time. That is a lot.
That's too much.
Even if he has 1 million trucks.
Now, so if you have one incident, it's 1 out of 6,000.
And you
We
can't
can't
settle it.
say,
You can't send people to go and settle the problem.
no, what
The
I'm
person
saying is,
cannot, they can't
that means there
suspend
are
his license.
5,999 trucks that are still doing what they are supposed to be doing.
And the freeze in HS&E, in health, in HS&E, one incident has damaged every logistic. 1 million trucks.
Yes. They're supposed to
One
revoke
incident.
his
One
license.
incident. That the freeze, when we are talking about human lives, we shouldn't be talking about these statistics.
Yes. Who is
We're talking
he that
about the
is
life
above the
of
law of a country, the
individuals.
whole
We're talking
Nigeria?
about
Now, let's look at it this way. When a plane crashes, Air India will crash. Have they stopped flying?
no, they haven't stopped flying. They haven't stopped
Even
flying.
though a
That the
lot
freeze.
of what happened with that crash is looking like poor maintenance culture.
That the freeze. That the freeze. They
You
have not
mean
stopped
they
flying.
don't have WSIB? No work
Madam,
insurance?
madam, give me a minute, please. Give me a minute. That freeze, they have not stopped flying. But they are going to make sure that they get to the root cause of that crash.
Look, from what I'm seeing, is like something funny is going on. I don't want to talk because I don't have all the facts.
But that the freeze,
With
that the
Air
freeze,
India.
that the freeze. Do you say you know that if an aircraft maintenance team comes to inspect, comes to maintain an aircraft with their toolbox, when they are done, every hand tool in that toolbox must be back in that toolbox. If not, that plane will not take off. If not, that plane will not take off. These are precautionary methods that you should. In maintenance, we call aviation is class A maintenance, because you classify them class A because any failure will result to loss of life. If I'm maintaining a television and when I'm maintaining an aircraft, the amount of safety precautions I put when I'm maintaining an aircraft is going to be more, because you're dealing with lives. We cannot be gambling with human lives like this.
It's not nice at all.
Daddy Freeze, let me tell you something about driving. Huh? Driving comes with experience. Driving comes with drive hours. Have you seen those Dangote drivers before?
No, I want to. You see, I'm doing a piece on this because I
Daddy
actually
Freeze, if
want
you're
to be
doing a piece, it's
specific.
not just Dangote.
No, Dangote first.
Dangote and
I'm
Bua.
not even. I'm not talking to Dangote first.
The
Dangote
one
I'm
and
that
talking
hit
Bua.
to
you, John, was
all
Bua,
the
right?
truckers.
What did you say, Daddy Freeze?
I want to talk to what it takes to be a truck driver in Nigeria.
Daddy
Let's
Freeze.
start with that.
Daddy Freeze. Let me tell you what it takes to be a truck driver in Nigeria. A driver's license that you can sit down in Cotonou and ask someone to go and get.
Now, are you going to blame Dangote for, because is Dangote the one that made it so porous to get driver's license?
It's not.
Let me give you an example.
What about the people that
We were doing prayer meeting this Saturday. Somebody had driver's exam and came as prayer point that we should please pray for her driver's exam.
Daddy Freeze, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question. As a responsible organization,
Yes.
Dangote, for example, in the oil industry, before you go offshore, you are supposed to do what we call buziet and UX, helicopter underwater escape training. That is when they put you in a dummy chopper, throw you inside the water, turn the chopper upside down, and throw you inside the water. You're supposed to escape. That is, they're simulating a real life situation. It's not their business to do, but they're trying to make sure that the people they send out, regardless of how much the government has failed, Dangote as a corporate and Dangote and Bua as a corporate and responsible organization should enforce proper training for their truck drivers. A truck is a missile on the road. A truck is as big as a missile on the road. Because
so I want to ask you, because you raised a very valid point, John. If true, it is an issue getting a license, who do we hold? Because if the government is not doing its job, if I show up at Dangote office now and I carry this tissue paper and I say this is license that government gave me to drive truck, and Dangote says, okay, drive the truck to the front, I drive it to the back, I drive it. Oh yeah, drive it around the compound, I drive it. Oh yeah, drive it to Ikoyi, I'm driving back.
That is freeze.
And I've driven it. And there's a license that shows I can drive it.
That is freeze. Let me tell you something that happened when my accident happened. We got to the police station and they asked the driver, do you have a driver's license? He said yes. And I told him, I spoke English to him. He said, But Renchi. I told him, then how the hell does he have a driver's license? There is no road safety book in Hausa language. There is no driving book in Hausa language. Then how the hell did he have a driver's license if he can't speak English?
Are you sure?
Yes.
Because
No,
I've seen that in other countries,
somebody
when it
said
comes to
John is
driving
coming for
license,
me.
they put all the
Let me tell you,
languages there.
John is the check and balance that we need, because all these are the questions that I'm going to raise.
Ask.
So when I'm going to do all sorts of tests. I'm going to literally stop trucks on the road and interview them. Whether they are Dangote or Bua or whatever it is, random trucks.
That is freeze,
Okay, how do
my dad had a trucking company. As of when I was young, when I was in university, my dad had about 20 trucks. He does haulage. He had tankers. I understand how these things work. Now, then, my dad, in his own little capacity, if you bring a new driver for him, he vets his age, the age. You see, we sometimes we sit down in the living room when he's interviewing them. He asks them, for how long have you driven? My dad, in his own little capacity, will ask them, for how long have you been driving? They'll tell him, he will ask them, how do you apply the brakes of a truck? What does he use? That I've always known that a truck uses pneumatics for its braking system. Because most things that happen with trucks is that brake failure. When that air is leaking and loses air, your brake will definitely fail. Your clutch and your brakes use that air. It's a tank very close to the tank, to the fuel tank, to the diesel tank of the truck. My dad will ask you, what if you use bad fuel for a truck? What is the likely thing that will be affected? Your injectors. So in his little capacity, he's trying to make sure that he puts safe drivers on the road.
All right, Mr. John.
If this kind of companies don't do that, then there's a big gap.
That means the HR of the companies are the ones failing. The people
So
hiring
yes,
the drivers.
so this is, I don't blame Dangote. I'm not
blame
holding
the people who
Dangote
hire
accountable. I am blaming Dangote Group.
Who are
Dangote
hiring
is not
the
Dangote
HR?
Group.
Yes.
Dangote is not Dangote Group. Bua is not Bua Group. Dangote is a different entity from the company. I am blaming those people that are in charge of his transportation. Alhaji Musa, that instead of hiring good drivers, you can bring people from Niger Republic. Most of this might not be Dangote's fault. It is people like me and you. It is people like me and you that he has delegated this task to. You'll be surprised that Dangote does not know that his truck hits Phina. You'll be surprised that he does not know till now. Do you think because he comes to internet, to social media to look at nonsense?
But he should have media people that are in the company, right? That are
He should have media. He should have media people. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what happened when I had an accident with Boa. Someone came and met me and said that the way to get the money from Boa is I have to bribe someone who works in Boa so that he can push it up. I told him, are you crazy? When there's a court, I get asked, when I jam me, damage my car, make I come bribe una, so that I go push my case.
Can you imagine?
That is the rot in the system we are in.
Mr. John?
This is not a Dangote problem. This is a rot in our entire system. But Dangote, as a company, as a responsible company, should be able to fix that rot. because he's dealing with lives.
Yes,
I
sir.
like the way you put it. There's a rot in the system that is a Nigeria rot.
Yes.
And the rot must actually be looked into. John, about 2 weeks ago, told us his experience with a Boa truck that almost spied him and his
I
son
saw
who
the
was riding in
post.
his car and wrecked his Mercedes GLS. I've seen that car before. He brought it the day he came to see me at Movenpick. And the car was it was total.
Right
That was a
off.
write-off. It was write-off
Right
completely.
off. You understand? And how far with the case up till now?
They're still in court. Well, the only thing I've pressed is criminal charges. I'm still about to press the civil as component of the case because
Are they getting your car back? What is the story so far?
they are not they are if they were getting the car back, why would I be pressing criminal charges against the
Hey,
driver?
And the company, do they
and you
have a
are sure that they
workplace
were
insurance
100% at fault?
for when their employee they hurt people
So
that
so
person
so
needs to be
so
paid?
so Daddy Freeze, before you go to court, VIO are the only ones that can come and check who was at fault or who wasn't at fault.
Mm.
The VIO report says that the truck was recklessly parked on the road.
Hmm. And this is a Boa truck.
Yeah, it's a poor truck. But the case is in court. We're just hoping that the court will use its good authority to determine the outcome of the case.
And
Hmm.
so what if you were not who can afford? So this is how you be carless.
The worst part is
Their
that they didn't even
company
come to the
doesn't even
hospital.
have an insurance to go and get you another car for you to be driving.
They did not even come to the hospital. They did not even
Can you
come to the hospital.
imagine?
They did not even come to the hospital to see us when we had the accident.
Because normally, if somebody have any accident and the fault is on another person, that person's insurance must provide what's gonna be inconvenient for the other person to use. So by now, as John, what if John didn't have money to get himself another car, or he didn't have an alternative?
I'll be
That
trekking.
company, the Bua what company, is supposed to bring out a vehicle that John can be using as his daily vehicle to get to where he's going.
Boa. Boa is worse than Dangote. You see, Boa is worse than Dangote.
Oh my God!
Boa is worse than Dangote. Dangote has human feelings. I have human sympathy. Human beings working with Dangote. Boa and a dead body, they work there.
Ha!
And let me say something. Let me say something. And this thing has to do with the south and the north. If a Sinachi boss was the one that hit someone in the north, I know the north where I grew up. They will burn the car and burn the driver.
Wow.
The driver will not come out of it. But they come to the south and be act with impunity. They come to the south and act with impunity. Once it happens, the driver will come out and run away and disappear.
Hmm. All right. We've got my brother here. Dele sings. Dele, how are you doing? This one where you on live. Normally, in inside darkness, if they answer us. Sometimes I wonder whether you
Outside,
will be
even
Christian.
outside. Thank God he's inside today.
Thank God, though. As in, we know they see Dele for dark, for light place like this. You go wear hooded top like who they run from immigration. Oh yeah, Dele, talk over to you.
The phrase, I always like your introduction. So lovely.
As in Dele go yap you. He go come be like say they greet you, but now yap you. You don't go quick no. Say I always like your introduction.
The issue be
Oh
say,
yeah.
most times when I want to talk and I want to remember my points, I always like to walk around, then I can talk and make good points.
Now so
That
me too.
doesn't
If I
mean
dey talk for phone, I know if you sit down for one place.
you get that thing. My wife, they always fight me. They sit down now. This one
No,
you
I
are
know if you
walking
sit down.
around.
As I dey walk around, the point go dey.
So that waka they always sweet me. But as I see, say people don't they complain. Maybe some people are allergic to my walking around. So I said, let me make them comfortable by sitting down. Mr. John, I must commend your I must commend your knowledge of so many things. You're almost like Daddy Freeze very knowledgeable in so many things. And that doesn't mean my sister here. My sister
Oh,
here,
did you just
I
tell
must.
John that?
And my sister here, thank you very much for your take on UK finance, why people don't have too much in their account, people are doing more than their means. And in the first instance, if you tell Oyinbo that you have £2,000 in your account, they will be baffled that where do you get such money
Oh,
from?
yes.
Because they hold their money in high esteem. And of course, we as immigrants or Nigerians in another people's country, you know why you are here. As much as possible, we shouldn't be competing with ourselves, trying to buy cars that are more than what we can afford, try to live in houses than what we can afford, and things like that. I get your point on that. Thank you very much. Mr. John, I just want to hold you on something as regards the driver's license. You know, you were talking about Daddy Freeze made a point that if somebody should come to me and say, okay, look at this license. This license was issued by government to me, and okay, and that should be enough. And I say, okay, oh yeah, you have the license issued to you by government. Oh yeah, enter the trailer now, take it, go front, take it, go back. Oh yeah, can you take me to this place? Can you drive? And this person was able to drive safely. Should it not be a blame on me for recruiting such person? See, when I
Wale, can
first
I
came,
can I ask you a direct with just one question?
let
Just
me
one
quickly
question.
land. Let me quickly land. Say
Okay.
you be vibrant person. Person if you forget in point if you start to dey talk.
Okay.
Sir, so when I first came into this country and I saw that people were doing testimonies that they passed their driving, I was angry that say testimony to attorney. Why are you doing testimony for passing and driving test? Until I failed it 3 times. That was when I knew that you need
There's
to
something
even
there.
you need to even cook for people for passing your
De-
driving test. You cook.
Dele, I want to
So
ask you a question.
mm,
But just very,
mm.
very short question. Dele, you said what if someone presents me an ID card, a driver's license, and I tell him to drive the car, he drives it. I should just accept the driver's license because it's a government issued driver's license. I want to ask you a question. Why is it that someone will fly from the United States of America with a US driver's license to Dubai? I'm talking about countries who are strict to Dubai, and Dubai will allow him drive without US driver's license. But if it's with a Nigerian driver's license, they have to test him. Why? Because they know the process of issuing driver's license in Nigeria.
No, no,
They
not
know
not
there's a
true.
He's
flawed
Not
right.
true.
process.
Not true. Not true. Let me hold you on that, Mr. John. It is because of the positioning of the steering.
No, no. Dubai uses the same position
Pe-
also.
People
And I'm
people
telling
come
I
wait
Is
now.
Dubai is
bro,
left?
People come
Dubai uses
wait now, Baba.
Dubai, you drive on the same side of the road with in Dubai, America, and Nigeria.
Wait.
Tell me
It
something
has
else.
Let me tell you something, sir. You might have the same steering position, but you are not driving in the same position of the lane.
I am telling
Oh,
you that in Dubai, bro, I've lived in these three countries: Dubai,
wait
United States of
now.
America, and Nigeria.
People,
You drive
people,
in the same. I'm telling you
people,
what I know.
Let me say
I'm telling you
people,
what.
something. When I
people
came
come.
here, I drive
People,
right. You understand, Jelly?
yes.
I drive right. South Africa, we drive right. And then before coming to Canada, I lived in Istanbul. Istanbul, they drive left. When I came to Canada, I want to do my G1 driving license. I presented them my two driving license because both of them, they were valid. It's 10 years, right? When I gave them, they said to me, go and bring an abstract. That means your driving history. So I knew that Turkish own will take me a lot because I'm going to have to get a translator and a lawyer to go there and speak what I'm saying. So I called home. And then when I called home, I looked for it and then they emailed it to me. It got to my house within DHL. I got it and I went to St. Catherine and I gave them. When I got there was more than 5 Nigerians, 4 Kenya people, and 2 Uganda on the queue. These people, they've already done their G1 driving license. They just want a date for G2. Do you know that they left those people and then they called me to the front and they gave me a date of full G? I didn't do my G2. So what he's saying, what John is saying, he
Because you're
has a
coming from
point.
a country
They
that they
How
have
know,
vetted
comes?
they
Wait
their.
now.
know which
No,
country
no,
is
no,
which
no,
country.
no, no.
All
I
the
won't take
Nigerians
that.
that were there,
How
they came
come?
with
How
fake
come?
abstracts that their family members printed in the house, and then they were caught there that this is fake. So because you brought in a fake, you need to write a G2. I left
Oh yeah.
from G1 to full G driving license. Up until today, I'm on full G. I don't know what they are doing in G2.
Oh yeah, maybe they give ourselves talk one by one. How come when
Mm.
you come into the UK, you are able to drive for 1 year with your Nigerian driver's license? How come?
No, no, you
How
don't
come?
come with. You don't drive with a Nigerian driver's license. You
No,
drive with an
you
international. You drive with an
yes,
In
international driver's license.
You
international
drive with
issued,
your
issued,
international, not
yes,
Nigerian
You drive.
license.
You
yes,
drive. You drive.
issued by who?
You
Issued
drive.
from where?
You
Issued
drive.
by
Let me land
yes,
now, sir. Sir, let me
issued
But you
by
land.
cannot
which
just use
Sir,
it
let
issued
by
me
by which
land
itself.
now.
It
government?
has
Let
an
me land. Let me
abstract.
land. It's not issued by.
Issued by
It's
which
not issued by
government?
who. Issued by who? Let me land. You drive
Issued
with an
by
international. Let me land, Oga.
lawyer,
You drive with
lawyer
an
the
international
land.
driver's license in the UK. Why? Because the UK is a liberal country. The reason why the UK allow you to drive without international driver's license is because they don't want. They know, but they don't want it to be obvious. I'm talking about countries who are strict with their laws. The
But
UAE.
Zimbabwe will come
Sir,
here.
please let me land.
Zimbabwe
Sir,
will
please,
come here and drive.
Please let me land.
Zimbabweans
UAE,
that comes there to drive, they come with South African
the
license. They
UAE,
don't
the
come with
UAE,
Zimbabwean license.
Yeah,
the
To
the
U.
have a
license they
Zimbabwean license is not a child's play. It's a country close to where my country. I know, even me as a South African, I can't drive in Zimbabwe. They will not allow you. They are so strict that you'll be
their
thinking that they
license
have
will
anything to
drive. Yeah,
show.
their
You will see
license
a
is accepted
Zimbabwean
there.
comes to your country, will throw this on the street. In Zimbabwe, a
I
Zimbabwean
am
can never
telling,
throw a
bro,
trash on the
bro,
road.
I'm telling you that these countries know countries that you can just sit down at home and get a driver's license. They know. They know. They have a list. Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon. Look, in the UAE, if you have a Nigerian driver's license, what they will ask, they will give you a chance. They'll call it the golden chance. That golden chance is that you will do only, I think, 6 hours of driving class. Then they will test you. Now, the police will test you themselves. If you fail that test, you will start from the beginning like someone that has never touched steering
Just
before.
like here,
Hmm.
they will
They
reduce
are
it
giving
to
you that golden
nothing.
chance. You said you have a driver's license, right? Okay, come and sit down. But you must do their simulation. You must do every other thing. It's just that you won't spend that 20 something hours of driving class. That's why it's golden chance. But how the hell do you tell me that you're driving in VGC where most of the most educated people in Lagos live? Even the vice president used to live there. And people don't even know simple roundabout rules that if someone is already on a roundabout, he has right of way. They don't know. And you're telling me that we have driver's license. What we have are just issues of plastic ID cards. Nigeria doesn't have driver's license.